Howdy everyone, welcome back to more for the 2024 Stone Burner Open for Dune, Imperium, Uprising. I'm your host and commentator, the BlackShadow, and we are coming to the end of the group stages for the tournament. Groups playing their last game or two as they try to lock up their spaces in the quarter-final knockouts. Today we're going to look at Group A. This is not the last game of the group. Everyone in the group here has one remaining, so 2 matches still to play. And as you can see here from the table, it's been a bit of a tale of 2 stories here. A lot of proceeds been dominated by the top 4, and we're going to be seeing 3 of them in action. Today's game featuring Mitchell, Slurmish, Evan, and DoubleD. So as a reminder, it is the top 2 of each group that will go through directly to the quarterfinal knockouts. 3rd, 4th, and 5th finishers have to go through an additional wildcard playoff game in order to make the quarters as well. So this game obviously has huge implications to who is going to be progressing here. Mitchell and Slurmish are currently got their noses in front with 2 victories at 15 and 14 points apiece, and will be looking to try to hold on to that. However, Evan right behind with only the 12, so it's well within striking distance. A reminder that tiebreakers after points, the first one is matches won, which means that currently Evan loses all points tiebreakers, which means that Evan has to win this match with the 6-3-2-1 points scoring system. If he scores only 3, he'll finish at 15, but with only 1 match victory, he will lose to Slurmish, whatever the result. So Evan must win this in order to make his way into the top 2. He might well win it. Depends if Mitchell manages to finish a strong second as well, will then come down to average points. Now, for Mitchell and Slurmish, their priority is that they don't let Evan win this to try and give themselves the best chances at the quarterfinal direct qualification. But Grizzlebuff is also waiting as well with 11 points, and he'll be playing in the final match of the group, which means that he will have a target to go for. Again, Grizzle can only finish a maximum of 17 points, however. So as long as Slurmish finishes 2nd or Mitchell finishes 3rd, they'll feel that they've probably got enough in the tank. Grizzle's average points rating, though, is fairly solid, though, and a very strong Witch in the last win could force themselves still into the quarterfinal qualification. And then we get to DoubleD, who unfortunately sits at the bottom of the table and leaves themselves the very unenviable task of having to win this final match to finish with 10 points against the top 3 of the table. Very, very tough ask here, truthfully, for DoubleD, who's had it's not been an easy tournament, but comes to this, basically, it's a free shot. If they can make it through, they'll put the pressure on his opposition near him to do better in the final. If DoubleD does win it, one of those 3 would have to win the final game against Grizzlepuff in order to get their way through to the wildcard playoffs as well. So it's on DoubleD to see if he can make the miracle happen and come out of nowhere. Maybe he might be able to take advantage of some kind of intra-fighting between the top 3 as they all kind of jostle for position at the top of the table here. Interesting to see if group dynamics will play much of a play in this, especially between Mitchell and Slurmish. We'll keep an eye on that. Alright, so again, so sort of it for the match. It is Slurmish in the green seat. He's got the first pick, which means it will be echristo, which is Evan in the red seat, picking first. Mitchell in yellow, and DoubleD in blue. Okay, so let's look at the opening bits and pieces here. Opening couple of contracts, nothing too remarkable. Harvest free, High Council free. Both sort of okay, but, a bit tricky to get off sometimes. The real talking point is going to be opening row. Oh my goodness me, this row is pretty all over the place. Public Spectacle. Massive card, very, very popular, very powerful, obviously for all sorts of spy leaders. Long Live Fight is incredibly powerful as well, allowing you to draw 3 cards, draw 1, discard 1, and trash 1. Very, very powerful, great for synergy building. High Place also very powerful, good for late game spice or slow buying, and coordination. Sardaukar Soldier also very solid as well. So very, very powerful opening row here. As for our leaders, we are missing... Wow, we're actually missing 2 of the big spy leaders. Both Fade Ralpha and Margot Fenring are both missing, which means the only serious spy leader is going to be Staban Tuick. Other than that, everyone else is going to have to kind of find their own generation of spies. It's going to be really interesting. Margot and Fade would have been obvious candidates to pick in this row, but neither of them are available here. So who's picking Staban first? I'll try and have the camera a little bit to the right here. I've been watching a couple of videos I've seen a couple of times, the scoreboard. Because I don't have the scoreboard on the screen here, for me, it's done in post-editing. I sometimes forget that I've got to put it on, and it does cover it up. Obviously, if it's on the screen, I know to keep it out of the way. Anyways, Gunny picked him 4, pretty popular. So the real thing is, Staban Tuick is going to get chosen by someone. Because Staban Tuick wants to get public spectacle. The question is, who picks him first? and how early are they willing to reveal? Is the Staban Turret willing to just insta-reveal? Not if they're sitting in first seat or not. Muad'Dib picked in third. So Mitchell's got the choice here of going for Staban here. He could probably take an action, but you feel a bit worried. Irulan in second, wow. Well, Slurmish, I think, has to take Staban 2ek and has to just make sure they get Public Spectacle. That is such an insane card for them. And I can't really see anyone revealing immediately for it. So I think Slurmish has to take Staban. Difficult, obviously. Staban has no diplomacy, but Public Spectacle has got to be has got to be worth it here. Feels an obvious pick. You know, you got Shaddam, it's a bit awkward. You know, I think it has to be a Staban pick, like almost, even if you've not really played him very much. Shaddam's a little tricky, and Amber and Jessica haven't proved particularly popular. I think you've just got to go with Staban here and roll the punches. Is anyone really going to insta-reveal ahead of you for Spectacle? Maybe. But there's other good cards out there. High Places is still pretty decent for you. Side of Card Coordination is not a bad place to start with that spice you're going to accrue at Hagar Basin Spice. Stuff like that. Like, even if you lose... Obviously, Public is what you want as Staban, but Plan B is not that bad. And you're in first position. Maybe someone might reveal early if you take 2 actions, but the odds of someone revealing immediately without taking action first round, I think are low enough you can do this. And if someone does, you know, there's other good cards out there. It's not like if Public Spectacle goes, you're dead in the water. I think I would do this, and yeah, it's a little risky. There are ways this can go wrong. Definitely Staban games are not easy, but I think it's worth the risk here. Slurmish sitting on 14 points. Wants to try and get a top 2. No, declines it. And we see Amber Matuli for the first time in a competition game. Okay. Amber has not proved very popular. The ring is very okay, but you've got to get the alliance. The Desert Scouts put you to retreat a troop in combat. Is a little funky, but okay. So here we go then. I cannot believe Staban did not get chose here. That blows my mind anyway. So the conflict is the Mouse Money Skirmish, and Amber immediately frame kits puts 2 in. What you want to do with Amber is you want to make sure you've always got a garrison around, so you're always putting pressure on the conflicts, and you can always give yourself the option of retreating troops. Trying to get action economy on your opponents as well is also very useful. You want to make life difficult for your opposition in conflicts and try and get rewards as cheap as you can. Irulan doesn't pull amazing, so she'll take the Harvest Contract. I actually don't think that's that bad for her, because now she can in theory look to go Hagar Basin next round, and actually cash it in immediately. No one else is going to go there likely beforehand. Muad'Dib does not go Desert Tactics. He double draws. He wants Long Live the Fighters. He's missed it, though. He's only got 5 Persuasion. He was looking for his other convincing argument, but he doesn't hit it. And his dagger's not going to get him there either, so he misses the draw. Could try going Assembly with his dagger and try and fluke an intrigue and let him draw again. But it was always going to be difficult for him to get to 7. He'd have to hit both convincings pretty much immediately. Gurney's got his Seek Allies and Ring. Desert Tactics doesn't look the worst. He'd have to drop his Doom card, probably. But I don't think he's going to turn it down. Liver Supplies is also there, though. Nope, stays away from it. Well, Amber Matuli's just going to get immediate worm access. What? Okay. She's like, sure, I'll just start hitting Siege, and I'm just going to jam the Fremen here. Wow. Well, there you go, then. Amber Matuli gets immediate Siege access. Everyone... Well, there's nothing Irulan could have done, but both Muad'Dib and Gurney Halleck turned down Desert Tactics, just letting Amber have it straight away. That is, I don't care what leader you are, that's pretty useful. And it's a combat she pairs as well, so she's going to go in here, probably. Muad'Dib put in 3 troops, though, went all in at Arakeen. Amber's going to go all in here. The way, you know, I mean, it's kind of weird. It's a batching pair, though. I don't know, I think that extra, get that matching pair done and dusted is possibly worth it. Puts in the 1. It's kind of weird. That's basically like a, I'm trying to guarantee second place move is what that is. She's not trying to win the fight. That's a, I just don't want someone coming in for second place. Irulan goes Secrets, finds Contingency. That's a good intrigue for her, actually. She's picking up money very quickly. Hagar Basin and Spice Refinery will get her pretty much immediately to Swordmaster. Wadi does gamble at Assembly Hall, misses the draw. But strategic stockpiling he's got here. Oh, no, he's at 7. No, he is at 7. My apologies. I got my maths wrong. Yeah, he is at 7. So, coordination. He's going to get along with fighters round 1, which is an absurd card from Wadi. And strategic stockpiling is huge as well. Is Gurney Halleck just going to limp in here, you'd imagine? Yep. And does so. So, as noted, that's all he's ever going to do. For the buy, take Spectacle. We'll be looking to hit Espionage as soon as possible. Irulan with 5. Spy Network comes out now. Sardaukar Soldier is a great card for Irulan for trashing, but just grabbed high places for the Espionage and will just be hitting that a lot here. Muad'Dib gets along with the fighters. And Gurney's got 4. A couple of interesting cards, maybe. I suppose he can probably just take Coordination if it even comes out as well. So nothing to do here. Money is given out as per. Muad'Dib will have a couple of symbols to try to pair as the game continues. Muad'Dib will feel this has been a very good first round for him. I'll be very happy with this. You know, Slurmish gets the access to Siege, but might not get much Basin time. Again, I can definitely see Irulan hitting Hagger Basin a lot here with her ring and trashing like her other dagger or something. Very possible move coming up. Move on. Shadow Contest is next. And this is something that Irulan wants to get involved in anyways. Benny Bump's going to be of real attractive value. She's got a Diplo as well. She can't really... She's got contingency and double daggers. There are worlds she wins this. But she will probably trash one of them. Suspect we'll see 2 win. Trash a dagger. Does not pull her recon, however. So no access to Spice Refinery yet. She going to take Sardaukar Soldier in hand? With the daggers? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she wants to go for this alliance. Pretty clear that is the plan here. Muad'Dib will Fremk it. Gurney's got double daggers. Is this the time where Gurney now tries to Desert Tactics? Did he feel he's just going to wait for hopefully a better conflict to go in for? He knows he's going to have a problem with Irulan here. Knows Irulan is sitting on a lot of combat strength. But he's got double daggers as well, and it's kind of hard to turn it down. Not much else going on in his hand here. Could just go deliver supplies in early Deep Desert and just go down a shipping route. And I wouldn't blame him for it. Nope. Desert Tactics it is. So Irulan knows she's going to have to use her intrigue here, almost certainly. But she'll be okay with that, probably. Amber does pull Siege access. She's got Spectacle in hand. No way to generate a spy right now. So she's just going to have to simply, you know, just go Siege and reassess. Probably just go Siege and recon. Or do you use the ring now, maybe? Depends what you want to do with your... Are you going to use your dagger? If you use your ring and then your dagger to, like, gather support or assembly call, it's 4/5 persuasion. I don't see her ever going for, like, delivery agreement here. So... If you're going to use your dagger, you might as well use Signet Ring now. But I think you want to go recon, probably, and then give yourself options. The extra coin right now is not helping. Just going to go refinery. Should at least put a troop in, by the way. So she's going to do it this way around here to guarantee siege. Also trying to keep Irulan away from refinery that she didn't have access anyways. Irulan just drawing cards. Finds high places immediately. But it's only a 2 persuasion. Doesn't have enough spies down to win to pull them up here. Wadi, of course, was looking for trying to get spy Long the Fighters ASAP. So Long the Fighters is a bit tricky sometimes. It draws 3 cards. You do whatever you want them, but you need to have 3 cards in your draw pile in order for it to have an action. In that agent box. So he is going to get the 5 cards here, but he's going to have to play his ring first to draw into his next set of hands, basically, and reshuffle his deck. You can't do it if there isn't enough cards. You can't shuffle your deck to make that so. So what does Gurney want to do here? Not a lot of great options. Maybe an accept contract once on a blue moon. He's going to feel like he's got to go Basin and just put the troop in, basically. But he can't win it, unfortunately. Irulan has the intrigue, but he feels he's just got to do it and get the strength in. It's not a great feeling move, but I'm not surprised. Amber will probably put in... It's a bit awkward, though. Muad'Dib's sitting on a lot of daggers. So, you might as well put one in and see what he's got, I guess. But if you put in... You almost have to put two in. But she's going to just put the one in. This is not likely ever going to muster any value. It's just a kind of a... Whatever. Like, I'm meant to do this. I'm just going to. It's a kind of meaningless. Anyways. So, Irulan reveals a 6. Some nice cards out there. Spy Network, I expect we'll see for more spies for high places. Gotta be careful. The Spy Network and high places have a bit of awkward synergy to them. And then just starting to get prepares here because they work. Judging Headquarters turns up, by the way. That could be of interest to some players. Not the easiest to get points out of, though. Thinking about it. Oh, she's saying, can she reveal the spies now? She could if she wanted. She now has 2 spies down. She could now lift the spies and get that first speed for persuasion if she really wanted. Just going all in on the prepares, though. Muad'Dib will get himself 3rd place and get his loose spice. Bowmaster looks alright. So I think what comes up here, a couple of cheap Fremen cards. He should start getting those, obviously for Fremen Bond synergy. Definitely think that's a good idea. Gurney with 3. Not a lot of choice. Wheels and Wheels isn't bad. Instead of Trade comes off. This is a really, really good card, by the way. Really strong. I think Vidaken's Steel Tent's fine. I think Wheels in Wheels is also fine. I think both are okay. And then Amber with 3. Gets a spy down. Wherever she wants it. Probably on a faction of some kind. Should put it probably on the Fremen? In theory of Amber, you want to just jam the alliance, right? Okay, she's going to go Haga Basin instead. Guess that's also reasonable. So, Irulan will take the win. She'll get the bump. And going to get a slightly pricey 2nd place, but it was expensive for Irulan as well. So I think, I think all reasonably fair. We'll see what we find reward-wise. That was a bit weird. Anyways, Shadow Alliance for Irulan is could be some interesting value. And 2nd contingency plan is now out for Gurney. He gets the card. There's 3 of them in the deck, I believe. Wow. Next up's Test Loyalty. Massive combat here. There's money, there's bumps, there's matching. Amber Matuli absolutely wants to hit Haga Basin here and will be putting in worms irrespective of what happens here. She will be going all in here. Absolutely no question about it. Massive conflict for Amber to come out here. Irulan's got a tricky hand, but the problem is Spy Network is difficult, has no agent access, so she's got quite a few cards here. Basically, what she wants to do is find Spy Network with her ring and trash it. So Muad'Dib's going to go Fremkit. Has to draw, basically, so that he can actually have a deck to look through. Which I think clarifications are being made. Yep, so Fremkit allows him to draw a card. And then he can then pull 3. And he gets to keep 1, discard 1, and trash 1. Usually he just puts them out in the deck and you just alt shift them here. So we've got Diplo, Spy Master, and the Dagger. Well, the Dagger's going for sure. Probably discarding the Spy Master, you would imagine, and keeping Diplo. Does have to be shown publicly what was discarded in trash, though. That is not hidden information. And you got no spies, so it makes sense to keep the Diplo. To be honest, if they see the Spy Master going, they'll probably assume you've got diplomacy. So you can't really hide it, being honest. Like, if I saw Spy Master being discarded, I would assume you got Diplo, and probably vice versa. I don't see why you would take Spy Master over diplomacy. You've got no spy at all, so... So I would be seeing this thinking, well, that's probably his Diplo, or his ring. One of the two. Maybe Unswerving Loyalty. Didn't draw Unswerving Loyalty, which is a little bit unlucky from Wadi. That's what he was looking for here. But he's got 7 Persuasion, and he'll probably be using his ring and looking to hit it. 1 in 3, unless he can get himself to Arakeen. Gurney's just going to Spice Refine. He's going to get his Sword Master ready with Contingency. Amber cannot beat him to it. Problem is, Amber, she wants to get this Throne Alliance. The problem is, obviously, if she goes to the Desert Tactics, she will not be able to go Worming, so she can't get to the Fremen. Irulan has 7 Persuasion, by the way. Irulan might just accept contract and try to keep it 7, and, well, that helps, and go for instant trade. But she'll be very nervous of Muad'Dib on the left here. And I'll be very conscious of the fact that Muad'Dib could well have 7. Very likely. Muad'Dib, you think's just got to go Arakeen here. Or Siege. He's got Siege. Yeah, go Siege. And hope you pull Unswerving Loyalty. That's the card you want to see. It's not. But, you know, it's still fine. Convincing. He's at 8 Persuasion now. So if Irulan really wants instead of trade, she's probably going to have to reveal early for it. Which doesn't feel great, but, you know, what are you going to do here? Non-swerving's a little unlucky for Muad'Dib, because if he'd have pulled it, he could just put his second troop in freely. The Fremen Bond allows for you to not only get the troop in garrison, but you can deploy or retreat on. Now he has to commit either way, but I think it's worth getting the second troop in. But I suspect Irulan might just reveal. Here's the Swordmaster for Gurney. Amber's got Diplo and might as well use it to do something. Probably just go deliver supplies, you'd imagine. Get more water for more worms. I suspect is what we'd see here. That's my assumption we'll see for Amber. But she also wants to win this fight. So... and she'll be a little bit conscious that Gurney might come in occasionally here. No daggers behind, no intrigues. You know, if you go deliver supplies, you do lose this fight sometimes. And you're not really going to know if Gurney's got you until he reveals, so... it's uncomfortable, but I think you just have to hit deliver supplies when it's open and get the water. No, secrets it. Interesting choice. Figures, well, I'm just going to get to Siege next round, I guess. Pulls intelligence report, so does have a card draw if she wants it. Irulan does go... wow, she does go to Arakeen to get involved here with the swords here. Wow. Gives up instead of trade. Muad'Dib will take it. Muad'Dib has 2, like, absolute top-tier cards here. Long the fight is in instead of trade now. That is a very strong position he finds himself in. Very powerful. He loses, he's not going to get anything out of the conflict, unfortunately. Which is a shame, but I think a decent second place. If Irulan's going to come in, you get instead of trade. I think that's a reasonable trade-off. So, Gurney Hallett can put it in. Sardaukar coordination to gather support is the move. And he does do it. He is not going to let Amber win this fight. So Amber is... it's also really hard for her to retreat as well, because she knows there's swords coming from Irulan. So she can't even really retreat the troop. Has to leave it there, but she will not win this fight. So, you know, Gurney getting in front here, I think probably reasonable. Letting Amber win this would be completely preposterous. A couple of swords for Irulan. Stilgar comes off and she picks it up. Oh my goodness me, wow. What a peel off here. Amber picked up Benny Operative, which is also good. Lots of strong cards out here. And Gurney's going to have 4 Persuasion. If Irulan's going to try and fluke a battle intrigue here, she doesn't. She gets the Chris Knife conflict match, is the one symbol she doesn't have. And Gurney with 4, he might not bother. Ecological has some faction access and shouldn't be ignored. I think Ecological's okay. Just takes a bit of pressure off your diplomacy. Which I do think is important in this game. There's also a card you do not want, Gurney Halleck. You do not want... What are you getting hold of? Irulan sacked off the espionage spy, by the way, for the for this, keeping the council, which makes sense, obviously, for the Swordmaster. But that means that Gurney Halleck now can get into espionage. Amber's we want to hit the Bene Gesserit, obviously tons for munitions for public spectacle, as you'd expect. Yeah, just taking a repair, I think is okay. Nothing to play here, so Gurney takes it. Important win, I think, as well. It's 8 Solari and a couple of troops for Amber. It's not the reward she wanted. She's got High Council, plenty of High Council money here. She might even hit it twice or maybe make a push for privilege, perhaps. But it's going to be difficult to do so. Not the result Amber was looking for at all. That is a blow. But Gurney making the right call here, I think. Sea Spy I don't hate. Also, just taking a spy on one of the top 2 factions to get wheels going is also fine. I like Emperor. I think spacing's also worth going, but he wants to try to get hooks. The problem is it's gonna be hard for him to get the siege here. Deep Desert Spice building up for Muad'Dib, by the way. Oh my goodness me! And look what the conflict is. Well, this is about to be a bit of a bloodbath. Good grief. Gurney's first. He might feel just a double draw at Frem Kit and see what happens. Yeah, he's looking at it. He might even Desert Tactics and do it. The problem is if he Desert Tactics, he calls the spy. He has to draw the card before the trash. So he's just going to do the double spin probably. Yep. And does. Gets wheels. Back. But it's not doing anything currently. It's just a reveal card. Amber's got Spectacle. She needs water desperately. Has to go to Siechi, you'd think. But she needs a Swordmaster. So Amber's got some trouble here. She desperately wants to hook here. But she'd have to give up Swordmaster to do so. She might do it. I could definitely see Amber Matuli going Siege and Haga Basin and sacking off Swordmaster here for a round. Thinking she's going to get it next round anyways. It's such a big conflict, this. This is the insane worm conflict here. You can get double rewards of first or second, that double trash. It's wild. But if she goes Swordmaster, she's not getting the siege and she's not getting the water for Haga Basin. Maybe occasionally she gets the gather support. But she ain't winning the fight. So Amber's got to decide what's more important here. If she's going Swordmaster, she's hoping to get to gather support and then Haga Basin get in as much as she can. That's the plan. Irulan obviously can take it whenever she wants. Oh, bit of an awkward joy for Irulan here. Irulan wants to hit the Bene Gesserit, but she wants to do it after using Prepare the Way here so she can get the In High Places Benny Bond. But it's kind of awkward to go that way around. She doesn't really have any kind of particular first move. Apart from maybe Imperial Basin? I think Imperial Basin, Swordmaster, Prepare the Way, and then In High Places. But then your daggers are kind of not doing anything. She might just Swordmaster now, just to get In High Places going. I could definitely see that happening. And she'll try to hit play off the third card, whatever she's going to draw. She always does have cheap High Council if she wants it as well. High Council, is it? Wow, you're gonna really sacrifice the Swordmaster for the High Council? Wow, it does. Now that is a surprise. Well, Amber will be a little annoyed now. Not much you can do about it. Muad'Dib with fighters is going to make a punt for this alliance here. That's not what Amber wants to see. He must know that he's going to have some opposition here. So draw 3 again. He also gets a trash later on. So Signet Ring, Convincing, and both Convincings. Well, he can't trash his ring, so he's going to lose one of his convincing arguments here. The only question is, does he discard the other one, or does he keep it? He's only got one more action. He'll also be conscious, yeah, he's looking to figure out what he's going to draw here in the rest of his deck. Which obviously he's conscious about. Doesn't want to, like, draw into his Diplo and stuff. He's got his ace to decide, if I'm going to take the ring, where am I playing it? I think he's probably meant to take his ring. But you could discard it and keep the convincing if you're after something specifically. He could go and take the convincing and then maybe like dagger Assembly Hall, get some 6 persuasion for Junction Headquarters if he really wants it. Doesn't feel like the right move, but he's going to lose a convincing argument regardless. And it sucks to show the other convincing as well in the discard. That's the other part of this. Like, it sucks to show both of them. Doesn't feel great. So, he's going to have to reveal both. So he takes the ring in, which I think he kind of has to. He doesn't particularly like it. And of course, yeah, just highlighting the fact that yellow and green kind of not quite on the same team, but they'd be okay if the other person wins this game. So they know that he's got no persuasion hand here, so that'll be of concern. But yeah, Amber is looking to go gather support. But Siege has still not been taken. Gurney has to Siege here, right? It seems absurd for Gurney not to go Siege. He's got 8 persuasion. It's hard for him to get to Junction Headquarters right now, though. He's thinking of also going like espionage. Muad'Dib goes for his trash off desert tactics. He trashes his Dune card, by the way. So, it seems ridiculous for going to go. Also, by the way, do worth noting, Muad'Dib, by going Desert Tactics, has given up Deep Desert. Deep Desert is now wide open. And there is water to be had in this conflict. So, really dangerous this from Muad'Dib. Gurney Arakeens it. Wow. Gets his Fremen access and decides he doesn't want Siege. He wants to keep drawing. What's he looking for? His ring? Man, he must really have wanted something out of his deck there. Well, it wasn't his dagger. Well, Amber's just got to go Siege, right? I mean, Siege and Spectacle, yeah, like, they're just letting you have this at this point. Like, I wouldn't look at Gift Horse and the Mouse. The only problem that Amber's got, though, is that... All blows, by the way. The only problem that Amber's got, of course, is if she recalls from... She wants to get 2 trashes, but she does not want to draw. So... Yeah, that was pretty wild. I can't believe they're just going to let Amber just win this. But there you go. I guess Muad'Dib thinks he's likely to get 2nd place and get his 2 water back for Deep Desert next round. But it's a little risky. Could go wrong. I assume Irulan's just going like secrets. Or going to continue espionage. So she has to draw twice. And she'll get 2 spies. Basically just doubles the effect of the espionage space. Does not pull spy network. She's pulled a ring, which is awkward timing. It's not a good hand for Irulan this. She's in the spot above her. She pulls market opportunity off of the Benny, though, which isn't a bad card. Just going to start getting spies down, basically. But she was looking to purely pick up like spy network or something. She's not got a great... It's only got 5 persuasion in this hand here. Load of daggers doing nothing. So this is all kind of a bit awkward. I am really surprised that Irulan gave up Swordmaster to get high. Oh, she has got high counter. My apologies. So she's at 7 persuasion, I guess. But I'm still really surprised Irulan gave up Swordmaster there. And went for the High Council. Irulan really needs action economy. So Muad'Dib surely just has to go Haggar Basin and get a worm in. And just make sure he gets 2 water back, right? And just make Amber have to spend her spy. Amber won't mind, because she'll feel that what she's looking to do, basically, now she can recall it with Spectacle and get the bump. And she'll look to probably try and get, like, some espionage access next round if she can, to just espionage straight back to Haggar Basin is going to be the plan here for Amber. You would imagine. Gurney will secrets. Ooh, that's a nice one. Don't see any reason Amber to not do this. The thing is, as well, is that Amber's got Fadakin still in her hand here. So this is... Amber Matuli is going to get access to Deep Desert here next round. And I think Amber is just become basically favorite in this game. I think she has just become favorite in this match now. It was a big move from Muad'Dib he feels he has to use along the fighters. It's also a pretty good reveal, by the way. 2 persuasion and 3 swords is not bad. But never mind. So Muad'Dib just has to... Is he going to put the troop in to force a tie with Amber? I don't think he's going to. I imagine he's just going to retreat the troop here. I get the impression he's not going to try and block this. I could be wrong. You might not do anything. Green very, very much trying to keep an eye on what people are buying. Some people do that a lot, you know. I should probably care more, but I don't. I'm lazy. Yeah, it does retreat the troop. No surprise there. No surprise. So, Gurney with 6 even. Junction Headquarters is not a bad shout. Oh, Muad'Dib. Well. Now Muad'Dib's pull swords here. He forgot to take his intrigue, but I don't think they're going to let him put the... This is why you got to remember to put your intrigue. If he pulls that now, I think he probably would have put the troops in, and he would have won this fight, and now Amber's going to win it instead here. Oh, Muad'Dib. Oh, Muad'Dib. I mean, like, this has come up in games before with Muad'Dib. Like, I mean, I didn't even think about him during his intrigue. Ultimately, it's not my business. Like, players have got to sort themselves out. I can't please everything. So Amber wins a fight she probably wasn't going to. I think if Muad'Dib pulls Impress there, he goes in. Because he feels he can win it. Now he didn't. And Amber is going to win the conflict and get Deep Desert here. Massive, massive moment in this game. And that's really unfortunate for Blue. It's really unfortunate. It's the last thing he needed in a game that it's must win for Blue. It's really unfortunate to see that happen. As Green probably goes favorite in this match here. Wild. Wild stuff. So, round 5, I think it is Spice Raiders. Very, very powerful. Potential to score a ton of points if you can win it. Oh, wow. Well, Muad'Dib didn't take his trash here. But looks like they're going to allow him just to trash out of the draw pile, which is, you know, again, it's their business. If they're happy to allow it, then they're Ah, well, yeah, so green is, right. I wasn't looking, I had to look away quickly. So green pressing too early here. So is going to, a bit of a mess here. So he's saying these are in my next 3 cards, and he's just going to reshuffle his drawer. That's fair. They've got it all handed out here, so that's fine. Oh, that was so brutal what happened that last round. I really hope Muad'Dib managed. I mean, to be fair, this is the fact is, the crazy thing is, like, what happened last round was a bit of a disaster. There's probably only one conflict that can come out that might manage to redeem the situation. It just so happens to be this one. But he knows he's going to have to commit everything to win this. It's also not entirely helping strategic stockpiling as well, but what you're going to do here... So we're ready to get going here. Amber just has to deep desert and put in the worms. There's no ifs or buts about it. No Highlander Axis, however. Not that she'll particularly care at this point. No alliance, so she does not get the spice from her ring, which would have been really useful here. Irulan pulls Stilgar. Doesn't have really any Fremen to use it, so she kind of wants to just use it specifically. You know, might just use it at Fremkit and draw and go from there. She needs spice, but what she probably will do is use Chris Knife and mark opportunity to get to the Swordmaster. I suspect is what she'll do here. She doesn't have the Chris Knife pairing, and she's not likely to ever win this fight, so I think that's what we'll see Irulan do. So I quite like just Fremkit, draw, garrison a couple of troops, and play it out from there. Seems pretty solid to me. But there's also 3 spice sitting in Imperial Basin. And that's really hard to turn down if you're Princess Irulan here. Surely that's got to be the move. You've got no water as well. Like, that looks really attractive. Are you going to get... The question she's trying to get is, can you get to Fremkit if you go to Basin? I think she gets there enough. I think you got to go Basin here, that spice. Does do so. Whether she puts the troops or not, I don't know. I don't like putting him in right now, truthfully. When Amber's got double worms and Muad'Dib is almost certainly going in for this fight here. It feels difficult. Muad'Dib can hag a basin with interstellar trade and take the Fremen Alliance at the same time, basically making it a water-neutral move, which is enormous in this situation. Muad'Dib's got to try and plan out this round, though. The thing is, he's only got 2 actions. If he does this, he will not get Swordmaster yet, but he's got to assume Irulan probably has a way to get Swordmaster, but it's not guaranteed. But this is too important a conflict. Muad'Dib has to win this, I think. I think this is absolutely a crucial fight. You lost the last one, you probably shouldn't have done. You lose this as well, I don't think you're coming back. I think Muad'Dib is just committed here. You've got Impress in the back pocket. You've got to get Worms in. You can take the Alliance. Be water neutral. I don't see any other real move here. It's a shame you pawn Diplo and Spy Master at the same time, but there's not much you can do about it. Oh, Muad'Dib! Oh my god! Wow! Muad'Dib is not worried about worms here. It's interesting because that's the only card he's got that actually would get him to Swordmaster anyway. So if he's doing this, he must assume Irulan's going to get there. What is going on here? Wow. Muad'Dib must be planning to go Desert Tactics, but I don't think he ever wins the fight if he does. How did he not get a worm in there? Man, that is some move. Okay, well. Goni's got wheels. He feels like he should try and get the Emperor or spacing bumps going so he can get value from Wheels. He could just go triple faction here, deliver supplies, go Emperor, and then use Wheels and Wheels on the Bene Gesserit and get loads of value. His rings in his hand, which is not ideal. He also wants money for buy access. But Gurney can exercise a very powerful faction round here. Could go Dutiful for the Benny bump, maybe. Maybe go Research Station for the cash. That would pay for him to go Research and Imperial Privilege later. The cash also pays to buy access. He's got a variety of options here. His hand's almost too good. Yep. I think that's what we're going to start seeing here. Might not worry about you going to the Spacing Guild here. Looks like he's got other intentions in mind. I mean, Amber just has to get water, right? What is going on this game? Is she going inside a car? She's got no spies. Which makes espionage look pretty tempting right now. But where would you put the spy for Spectacle? To Siege? She can't go Arakeen. The spy's already occupied there, but she can't really turn this down. This is pretty uncomfortable for Irulan, this, knowing that Spectacle is a threat. I assume he's just going to go Siege. So she's got to fight for this, right? Might as well. She must be wondering, what on earth is Muad'Dib doing? Just puts it back at the basin, so she's not using it this round. Double draw for Irulan. Irulan getting stuck in here. Irulan doesn't even bother with... Oh, Irulan never had the council access. I do apologise. And nor did Muad'Dib. What a round! So Irulan's just going to start buying Spiceless Flows here. Has been a strange one. I assume she's going to lift the council spy because she figures she's not going to need it. She just gets the Swordmaster next round. So what is Muad'Dib's plan here? I do not know. I assume he's going Desert Tactics. Right? Hey, Throne Kit draws. He finds his ecological. He doesn't even get the Fremen Bond water here. Was he trying to hit fighters there, maybe? Wow. Well, that was a round, everyone. Gurney Halleck is just research station. Maybe he felt that Gurney might be coming in here. And Gurney is blasting off. He's going to get a couple of swords off Sidecar the coordination as well. Its reveal effects is you get a sword for every revealed... Is it every revealed Emperor card? Or is it every card in play? I kind of want to look, but I don't like browsing over card people's hands. It's kind of a bit... It's not fair on them, you know? Gurney's trying to work out if he can win this fight. He's got an action steal. Like, if you're going here, you've got to commit yourself, right? Yeah. Am almost realized she can't win this now. This has been a very funky game, this. But Gurney cannot get the third spice. His bump is with the Emperor. And Wheels and Wheels gives him the cash, not the spice. So I don't see any way for Gurney to get hold of a third spice here. So he can cash it in for a point. That's the only problem here. So he's only getting the match and a wild bump. That's all he's getting out of this. Amber's like, well, if I go Siege, I don't think I can win this. Been a very curiously played round, this. I'm not gonna lie. Been very non-standard. A lot of interesting choices were made this round. That might be a slightly polite way of putting it. Gurney still doesn't have his hooks. Maybe he's expecting to get to Siege, but it seems an obvious place for Amber to go. I mean, I was just trying to work out what the heck's going on here. Is there any way she can win this fight? I think the answer is no. She's looking to accept contract? She's looking to accept contract for High Council bump, and she's looking to put the pressure on Irulan here and try and steal this alliance. That's what's going on here. With Spectacle being threatened. But you think a lot of the time you just go Siege, right? But you're putting in this troop. I don't know what you're doing with it. Wait, it's going in anyways, because you can always retreat it. There's not really any other move to make here. So Irulan with 10. I would expect her to peel off the Council Spy. I think the Emperor Spy should stay. I think you need that. Wow. Okay. Who cares about the Emperor? Oh, no way. She finds 5 swords. Can you believe this? It's not a match for her. But it's about to be. Wow. What a wild round this has been. What an absolutely wild round this has been. Gurney Halleck is going to be sick when he looks at this. It's going to be a big blow as well. To commit this heavy and not get it really hurts. Muad'Dib with 5. Surely just goes for... Oh, he takes the Smuggler's Harvester. Make a Keeper makes sense it turns up. Chani's now there. Doesn't want Subversive Advisor, which look pretty good here. I feel like Muad'Dib's drawing too many cards. He has trashed a bit. But he's thickening his deck up here. So Gurney's got an action. There's no way to put more troops in here unless he goes gather support and puts in troops again. And he has to do it if he wants to keep the if he wants to win this fight. Irulan would only be able to tie, and I don't think she'd do it. But Gurney figures he's getting 2 swords anyways, right? Yeah, revealed. He's gonna buy access. He's committing himself, thinking he's going to win this. So he's doing this so he can get the spice off it so he can cash it in. But he needs help at secrets. Otherwise, he's going to lose this fight. He thinks he's good. He is not. How can you think you're good here? Man, this is a gamble from Gurney Halleck. He loses a sword as well, by the way, because now Wheels isn't being revealed. He only gets +1 sword. He loses to any intrigue, basically, in the deck that anyone's holding that they can play, that he can actually use. Spies are out. There's people with spice. He doesn't find it. He pulls his Diplo. He gets distraction, which is not helping. And Gurney Halleck took a chance to try and get the extra point out of this. But it's going to cost him the fight. It is now just lost. Abba gets the spy back on the Bene Gesserit. Irulan must know she's in trouble there now. Gurney's got 8. 8 persuasion. Subversive looks pretty tempting. Junction Headquarters is also there as well if he wants it. I feel like Chani's also a great card for him as well. But it's a bit late in the piece. Subversive on the spacing feels pretty good. Gives you Highliner access later. He thinks he's going to use the spice up is the thing. He must be assuming he's going to use it. He thinks he's good. So he might not go Subversive for the spy here. He might do something else, but I think that's the correct move. But Gurney must feel that he's good. To go secrets there and gamble like that, he must think that he is good for this. And that he's not gonna have any spice here. I think he should do it anyways, even if it's just to go deliver supplies and just get an alliance. I think whatever you do, you've got to make this move. But he's about to get a rude awakening. That is twice now that Irulan has pulled a spy to get an intrigue and found a battle intrigue to win the fight. And both times it's been against Gurney Halleck as well. Which is kind of brutal. On fine margins. On fine margins. Evan will be sick. It's nothing for Muad'Dib either. 2 more troops in for no reward. And Irulan takes another one down here. Slurmish ends up with 3rd place, so 2 worms in the troop for just a couple of spice and 2 troops back is also a terrible result for them as well. So this game is just absolute roller coasters here. And we're going to carry on. It's Siege and Rakeen for round 6. There's 2 people with Thopters and there's no wall. It got blue earlier. Irulan has almost not reused her ring this entire game. She just isn't drawing it at the right times. So her deck is kind of full of cards she doesn't really want to be using. Hash is a Swordmaster, you'd imagine, here. Muad'Dib finds fighters. He's got all sorts of Fremen Bond going on. But Muad'Dib in real trouble here. He's going to espionage first, so he can get hold of his Swordmaster. Makes sense. He's got the water for Deep Desert if he wants to go in, and I imagine he will. Gets his contract off as well. Gurney was just going to hag a base and him get it in. Oh, is he not? He's keeping the spice. Oh, Gurney Halleck is thinking Highline? Is Gurney Halleck thinking Highline for the match here? If he's taking the spice there, that's what it looks like. Well, well, well. It's all happening. Yeah, he's looking at his always smiling ability. It looks like he's getting ready for a fight. Crazy stuff, this. Well, Amber was looking pretty good early. Now it's looking so great. Does she just pile in on espionage and just get in front of the Bene Gesserit lines? Irulan won't mind because she's got Shadow Alliance. It's not a disaster for her if she loses it. But the problem is where's she getting the rest of her points? It's a bit speculative. I think you might well see Amber just go secrets and then just hit espionage with Spectacle and just take this alliance away. I think that's what she's going to do here. So a couple of intrigues found. Tactical mission, while the wall's busted, it's not as useful. Spice's power is found, though, which is pretty big. Pulls a ring as well. So I imagine she'll just cement the alliance. Irulan, knows it's gone. But she's got other priorities right now. Start getting on the Emperor. Pulls another intrigue because of her birthright ability here. Finds tactical option. It's not the worst. Muad'Dib will surely just ring... I imagine we'll just ring Swordmaster here. So my assumption is Gurney Halleck is going to highline with Wheels Within Wheels and probably put the spy back. Because he's still got Subversive Advisor in his hand. It has to go to a faction space to get the double bump. So I assume Distraction's going to probably... It's going to go back there, and he'll try and gather the spice back. But yeah, he's clearly going in here. He's not even going to bother using it. Okay. So just going to commit himself. I assume he's distracted. He's using Distraction now to put the spy down wherever he's going to go. Is he going Privilege here? Could pull the spy with the dagger and double draw. I don't hate it. But he might just dagger like Assembly Hall as well and just not really worry about it too much. There's no alliance he can realistically go for. Very hard to go for Fremen here. With Muad'Dib pursuing Instellar Trade and his Fremen access. Seems kind of ridiculous. So yeah, just going to bank on that. I think it's reasonable. So Amber can just take this alliance whenever. I don't think she'll wait about. I imagine she'll just espionage and just get it done and dusted here. Unless she wants to go High Council first. But if she takes the alliance, she can get a spice out of the Signet Ring. So it kind of depends what Amber wants to do here. Gonna draw 2 cards. I think she's gonna go High Council, then Espionage is my assumption, to get the Spiceless Flow as well. Looks like that's gonna be the plan here. And Spice's Power will sit around for next round. Just trying to work out if she wants to use a ring or if she can get away with double drawing with Prepare the Way, basically. She's got 8 Persuasion. She will still get a draw out of Espionage. So I would throw it. I expect her to use the ring here. But she will not be guaranteed High Council. Well, as she's saying that, no one else has got the money. So you could probably just Espionage it and expect to get the High Council, I think. It's probably fine. What is Irulan going to do here, though? Irulan's got not really much of anything. I guess she's just going to go Spice Refinery and work it from there, is my assumption. But not a good spot for Irulan either. She's in some trouble. Unless Irulan's going Imperial Privilege. She's going to keep on a Shadow Alliance, and she's keeping on a Crisp Knife, so tactical option would be what is removed here. The big part of Privilege, of course, I think personally, obviously it gives you the recall and the extra agent, but it's the fact you can recycle the Intrigue. I think it's really, really powerful, so I'd expect Irulan to do that. Muad'Dib's hand is he's poured instead of trade, which he almost didn't want to do, I don't think. But he's got it. He's going to have to play it. He's got to start getting these faction bumps. He's one away from friendships with all other alliances, so he's got to start getting stuck in here. He can't expect to win this fight, though. The problem is, if he wants to get worms in, he'd have to go Deep Desert. So he might just sit back here and wait. So I expect that's what we'll see from there. And Gurney, I assume, is just going Assembly Hall. We might be going Gather Support. I don't know. Well, Irulan does go Privilege and pulls her other dagger, which is a little unlucky. It's not what she wanted to see at all. Tactical will go for a respin. And finds the 3rd contingency plan. Well, they've all been seen now. Not the worst card in the world. I think it's alright. Muad'Dib has to play Insular Trade here, surely. It's just the only question is what he want to do. He wants to keep the water together, though, for stockpiling. So, does he just hit, like, Imperial Basin? And then just limp the troop in with Unswervy? He could also just hit... Muad'Dib could actually look to go Gather Support himself and pay a bit of cash to get hold of the extra water, which would be useful later, and garrison troops for next round. That might actually be a stronger move here for Muad'Dib. I quite like it. No, he's going to go draw rank to try and hit his spice. He actually hits his Spiceless Flow. That is a heck of a draw. Wow. Well, that's his Emperor bump dealt with. Or his Spacing bump dealt with. That is an unbelievable draw from Muad'Dib. I do not know how he hit that, but he did. I was very lucky. Okay, so let's carry on then. So Gurney Halleck has an action in hand. He's going to win the fight, looks like. Hard to see him not winning this. So Gurney has got 2 options, I think. Oh yeah, he had his bump for instead of trade as Muad'Dib. He should just, yeah, hit Fremen or Emperor, whichever one. I think I'd rather hit the Emperor here. I think you're likely to go Fremen, maybe like Diplomacy next round. So I think Emperor bump looks good. Yeah, I think it's the best bump for it. So I think Gurney should just gather support and gain the water. I think that's the best way to proceed here. I feel like it's the best way to proceed here. But he still doesn't have siege access. He doesn't have hook access even. He hasn't ever got his hooks. He had a chance earlier and turned it down, so... But I think Gurney should still go gather support and get some troops together. He could also go Assembly Hall for an intrigue. Having no intrigues isn't a great feeling in this game. I'm not going to lie. So he decides to go down that other route. Well, he finds Siege Ritual, which is a Benny or a Fremen bump. Truth be told, it's not really helping him here. So, Amber can just espionage. She has to espionage. She cannot secrets. She can't infiltrate her own agent. Surely Amber just espionage and takes the alliance a lot of the time. No, she's going to do it this way instead and think she's good anyways. So, getting the hook in. Getting some more money. I don't really know. Like, she's kind of putting in the hooks here, but unless she's intending to win this fight, I'm not a big fan of this. Like, what do you need the money for? And you've already got the garrison. I think I would have preferred just go an espionage and just lock it up, personally. Eh, whatever. Here along garrisons. So we get the reveals here. So Muad'Dib's going to score a couple of points. Gurney's got 6. I assume Gurney Halleck's going to go for Junction Headquarters here. And actually, I tell you what, the intrigue actually helps, actually, because now he could, in theory, pull Junction Headquarters and turn Siege into a point with some spice. Which is definitely an option for him here. So it looks like that's going to be what he's going to play for. Yeah, I mean, I say getting the worm in, but I just don't really... I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's doing a whole lot here. It's kind of like, I just think, yeah, hitting factions is better. And if you redraw your Diplo, who cares? Like, you get another spy down, you do more spectacle. Like, you need bumps with the Emperor and Spacey. You've got none. Don't really like the worm. Wow. Gurney Halleck does not care for Junction Headquarters. You gotta be kidding me. That blows my mind. That absolutely blows my mind. I don't get that. I don't get it. Or Charney. We're out of prepares. Blows my mind. No, I got nothing, kids. So, alright then, combat's going to resolve. I can't see Amber. Amber's not spice powering this. It's completely preposterous. Wow, Muad'Dib's going to impress. He's gonna tie green. He takes double agent. He has to take a card here. And that means Amber does spice power. What is going on here? What in the hell? Wow. She figures it denies Gurney a bit, and she just garrisons for next round. Wow, incredible. Incredible. Well, I tell you what, Irulan absolutely loves this, by the way. She's like, sure, you guys use carnage against each other. Unbelievable. A full line from Gurney. I think this is coming down to the board here. Slurmish does not want Evan winning. And I think that's influencing this slightly. I think that's why he went and got stuck in there. He's trying to stop Evan from winning. If Evan wins, it's terrible news for Green. Green would be out of the top 2. So I think it's a block just deliberately to try and slow them down, thinking, well, I don't care if blue wins, I don't care if yellow wins. It's purely table dynamics. That is all that's going on here. I don't think you make that move really much else other than the time. Other than, I guess it gives you some garrison. Man, what a move that was. Holy hell. So, it's Spice Refinery, which is insane luck for Margot, by the way, for Matuli. It's actually the money fight. She could actually get some points out of this, maybe. Gurney has been screwed in 3 fights now. He must be pretty upset how this has gone down, but I did mention at the start, like, Evan is the threat here, and both green and yellow do not want him winning this, so there could be some playback. That's exactly what's going on. And they will not care if blue wins. If blue wins, Mitchell and Slurmish are through to the quarterfinals. Aren't group stages interesting sometimes? Muad'Dib desperately looking for some spice. Well, Gurney Halleck, what do you do now? It's a terrible conflict for you as well. He is loading the gun. He is loading the gun. Amber desperately needs bumps with Emperor and spacing. It's hard for her to generate them, though. She doesn't have a lot of faction access, and Spectacle, she doesn't have any spy access there. Matuli might think, well, the best thing to do is just to try and stop... Red winning this, but it's going to be difficult. She's used a lot of her firepower. She's got a bit there, of course. She's trying to work out if she just, like, gets it in and, like, gets, if she just, like, espionages and steel tents Haga Basin and stuff like that, can she just overwhelm Gurney Halleck? Gurney does not have to highline, by the way. He can just play coordination. And that might be better for him, actually, to get the extra intrigue and not play treacherous maneuvers, because then treacherous, the Diplo-style card in his hand, gives him an extra intrigue. I actually think he should use coordination. He's giving himself both options. He's got spies on both options. I expect Amber will just go Bene Gesserit. It locks up the alliance. She obviously doesn't want to lose that somehow. But Irulan's got Stilgar, and she has got contingency. And she does need to start hitting the Fremen. This is not going to be easy for Gurney to win, and he's going to need additional help here. I feel like the way Gurney's playing, he's just going to commit himself to high line and gather support here. Yeah, we do see espionage. No surprise. Paul's a Benny operative, which isn't great. She's got normal spies down. Not bothering with Haga Basin. Not bothering. Must feel she can't win this. Irulan's just going to go for some money here. She's going to go back to privilege again. Just drawing a load of cards. Can Irulan think she can win this? Well, with Gurney in hand, maybe. Or Stilgar in hand, I should say. What is Muad'Dib going to do here? His hand's not great. I'm not going to lie. He might just have to research station here. But he needs the water desperately. Muad'Dib's getting hamstrung by his own resource requirements here. Needs a Benny bump, preferably. If he was to get Benny bump and the water and the spice, it'd only get him to 9 points. The problem, he still needs another one. Someone needs to get a Spice Must Flow. He kind of got lucky with the previous draw. I think he's going to shut his eyes on Research Station here. And think, well, he can try and find ways to get the water back later. You know, he can go Siege, he can go gather support, stuff like that. Maybe even deliver supplies once in a blue moon. He's got the worm in. I feel like he's just going to shut his eyes. Is he going Hurricane? No, he's gonna hold up tight here. He finds this on a trade. Muad'Dib is finding some draws, by the way. Muad'Dib is finding some draws. And he's keeping him in this game. So is Gurney Sardaukar-ing, or is he highlining? Does he want to take the extra couple of intrigues? Or does he think the extra troop is worth it? I think coordination is better here. It gives you a spy as well, which is always useful. If he coordinates, it's -1 troop, because he doesn't get it, but he's going to get an intrigue from Sardaukar, and he's probably going to get an intrigue from Treacherous as well. So he's up 2 intrigues. I think that's better expectant value. And it looks like he agrees. No! Wow. Deliver supply. He goes dutiful service even. Well, he's just assuming he just highlines and he's going to win the fight, but he's got no intrigue backup. Wow. I think it's either highline or Sardukar. If you highline, you can go try and get to gather support. Or vice versa. Or you gather support first and then highline. I'm really surprised by this move. I'm really surprised by this move. Am I missing something here? Like, if I'm missing something, tell me in the comments, please. I can only assume that Gurney Halleck thinks he can just highline and 14 strength enough to win this fight. That's a pretty presumptive notion. He's playing like he's got a battle intrigue in his hand. He's basically bluffing at this point. But it doesn't matter if he's bluffing or not. Like, green and yellow have got to call him down here. And they're going to. Like, Amatuli's is going research station. And then what are you going to do? And I just don't see how Gurney can... unless Gurney Halleck is thinking he's going to hold on for this round and highline next round on a battle that pairs him better. That's the only thing I can think is going on here. Is Gurney Halleck is actually going to wait for next round and assume that Amber can't win. And assume the game carries on. That's the only thing I've got here. Gurney Halleck is playing for round 8. Which is incredibly brave. Incredibly brave. Is Gurney Halleck going High Council? Oh my god. I think he is. Man. This is so wild. Like, I mean, Amber is going to get a Spiceless Flow, and if she wins the fight, she's scoring at least 2 points. If she's got unexpected allies, you're absolutely toast here, by the way. Absolutely toast. Irulan finds you change allegiances, by the way. I think she played, but didn't put the card down. I don't know what's going on here. Was she annoyed if people were it's not the worst card in the world here. You got the Benny down, so you're never losing influence. Change allegiances is pretty good, by the way. She can now shift away from the Bene Gesserit, but she's got Shadow Alliance, though. So she's now giving up that point, unless she's intending to go back there. Looks like she is going to go back there. Maybe with some high places, perhaps. Looks like that's going to be the intention. I don't know. Unless she's going still. I'm not too sure what's going on here. I feel like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like she's just going to hit in high places as she's going secrets or something. But looks of it. We'll see. In amongst of all of this, Muad'Dib must now be thinking, have I got half a chance of winning this? He could research station and try to win this. He could Deep Desert and try to win this. He'd have... If he Deep Desert, he'd have 12 strength. Plus an intrigue he's going to draw. And if he wins the combat, he wins the game. He needs 4 to score. Instant Trade's going to give 1 point. So he needs 3 points. He gets a match. He gets the point from... the hard point from Spice Iron, and he gets the Slike version. He can win this game, but if he wins this conflict, doesn't matter how he wins the conflict, he just wins. It's game over. He's gotta be tempted. He's gotta be tempted by this. It's so hard to turn down. It is a winning chance. Deep Desert is the move if Muad'Dib's going to go for this. It would be 12 strength plus a random intrigue. If you don't win it, you're at least getting stockpiling off next round. It's bottom of the ninth. You're bottom of the table. You have to win this game to have any progression. Or do you go research station to try and block Amber, who looks like she's going there? I mean, as it turns out, Amber can infiltrate there anyways, so it wouldn't be a good move for him. It's hard to pull the trigger, though. It's really tough to pull the trigger. But you expected Gurney to go into the battle, and he hasn't. But Gurney is sitting there and could just highline. And this is the real problem with Muad'Dib. It's just an absolute guessing game. If he goes double worm and Gurney just highlines, like, he's out. His tournament is over. Is Gurney Halleck highlining? I don't know. It's a brave highlight if he went dutiful. Like, so much so, I think it might have been wrong. I think you had to go and just guarantee the win. Where is he going? He does go research station. He goes to block Amber. He doesn't get spiced with slow, but he pulls a load of swords. He pulls 5 swords. He's gonna tie with Gurney. Unbelievable. Back to Gurney. Great drama, this. Now what does he do? He now has to get involved here. He cannot let Muad'Dib win this, surely. He's got to assume that Amber's going in with something. I think he's going to feel his hands forced. He's going to have to highline here. If he pulls and finds any daggers, he might actually win this fight. But he gets 1 draw. There's a lot of cards in his hand that do not have daggers. He can't know that Muad'Dib's sitting with 5. Very tough spot, this. But he might feel like he's got no choice now. He's just... If Muad'Dib wins, it's game over. And his quest to try and get top 2 is over. And that's exactly what happens. He does highline. Wow. Well, this is a mess. It's the one thing Muad'Dib didn't want to happen, but it was always probably going to provoke the response. He needs help with this intrigue. We have not seen many battle intrigues, though. We've seen a couple, but not many. There's a lot out there still. Questionable methods. Spring. That's why Yellow's looking at the deck here, trying to work out what's still in play. There's still a fair few battle intrigues out there. Devour's out there. It's possible swords from Muad'Dib. Amber now trying to work out what's going to happen here. Gurney can't end the game if he wins. Gurney can only score 2 points. And he can't assume that Gurney has a 3rd point in his hand here. Doesn't look very likely. Like, what would his 3rd point be? Opportunism? He'd have to give up a point to get a point anyway, so... Amber might just stay out of this. She might just go, like, deliver supplies and just take the water at this point and arm up for Deep Desert next round. She's got 9 persuasion, though. If she diplo, she loses the Spice Must Flow. Yeah, this is the problem. She'd have to go, like, Fremkit or something. The Steel Tent in her hand is causing all sorts of problems here. This is why she wanted to go to Research Station to maintain the Spice Must Flow. But now she can't do it. And the problem she's also got is she doesn't go deliver supplies now. How is she ever going to get this bump? So, miserable spot for green now. Only one persuasion off of the Benny Operative. She needs 2 spies down to get the +3, which she can't do. It's been that sort of game. She might research station anyways. The problem is, research station gives her 14 strength maximum, apart from anything she draws. She might not feel she's got much of an option, though. And she is going to... She's firing in anyways. Does she draw any daggers? No! We have a 3-way tie for first place in this conflict. As it stands, no one's got enough strength. Muad'Dib's 1 short. Again, Amber's just trying to stop Red from winning this fight. That's all this is. She knows she can't win it. She's just trying to force a tie. This is preposterous table dynamics, this. Preposterous table dynamics. This is all good for Irulan, by the way, who is getting the chance to accumulate points, by the way, and get themselves back into this. Here comes the Secrets respin. So 2 intrigues. Questionable methods goes out. Oh, Muad'Dib hates that. That was the next card off the deck was questionable. Irulan's pinched it. Can he find a sword from anywhere? Irulan might now be interested in trying to get on with this fight with questionable in hand. Can Muad'Dib find an intrigue? It's that simple. He finds any battle intrigue. I think he wins the game. Can he find one? 5 swords is going to make this 3 ways. Amber's played out. They don't know what Gurney's got. Gurney could have anything, really, intrigue-wise. They're not going to believe it when they see he's got 5 swords. And they're like, oh my god, it tied as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. I am going to tell Muad'Dib he's got to get his intrigue here. I think this is. I try not to tell people to get their stuff here, but this is a really important part of this game. I think it's more important for the integrity to make sure people make the informed decisions here. What on earth does he find? No! He misses! Secure Spice Trade's good, though. It's still not bad. It's good that you have that and no one else does. He's got 6 to buy. He doesn't bother. Gurney's got 4. He's got no daggers. Is there any way Irulan could win this fight? I don't... She could. Irulan could go Fremkit with Shaddam. And questionable methods. And the 2 swords in hand. Would end this would give her the win here. It'd be a couple of points. It would mean that all of her opposition get 3rd. Just click it round. Just click that. There we go. It's an outrageous round, this. It's good entertainment, though, right? But it's pretty preposterous, this. Is Irulan going to pull the trigger here? It's another dagger. She's going in! Irulan's going in. She's going to win this fight. What has happened here? So, it means that all opposition are just going to share some spice, and that's it. It's an absolute mess. I don't know who this benefits. It benefits Irulan, obviously. Question methods is happening. What a completely absurd situation this has been. She's got Spiceless Flow. There's no doubt about that. Questionable methods is going to get there. Mitchell has run well with the intrigues here. No doubt about that. Can only score 2 points, though. I have no idea what their actual persuasion is, like 12 or something. Trying to look if they're going to buy anything else. I don't hate Space-Time Folding, by the way. It's just another access card to the Spacing Guild. I think Space-Time Folding's okay. But how to prepare the ways. Remember, Irulan's sitting on a couple of main game points as it stands as well. And green and red and blue all know that yellow is about to play an intrigue, and they know that they themselves can't win it. And they're just wondering, does blue or red have anything? The thing is, blue is going to pass, and red is going to pass, and Irulan is going to know that they're good here. There is no way. I mean, it would be a sick move if blue or red passed here and then played in ahead of it. I mean, you have to assume yellow's got something. They would not put these troops in if they don't have any intrigues here. Irulan has to fire in. It'd be ludicrous not to. Why on earth would you put the troops in and not do so? Like, you have to. So, it's a down bump with Bene Gesserit, I assume? And we're going to go to an 8th round here. I think Irulan is favourite going into it. But yeah, this has been a pretty absurd round of Dune Imperium Uprising this. I think this has possibly been round of the tournament so far. And we got another one coming. We're not even finished here. It's not even over. We have more to do. We go again. It's spice for everyone else. They get a share of 3rd place. Blue gets 6 spice. The others get 3. Amazing. Oh, no. It's propaganda. Just to make this even more complicated. Oh my god, look at Amber's draw! Oh, she's got it. I had one similar in North Carolina. The double convincing, double Spice was flow draw in the tier 3 conflicts. What a time to pull it. Oh my goodness me. Well, Gurney Halleck's now got Subversive Advisor for 2 factions he doesn't really need anything for. He can't get any spice. He's espionaging. He's gonna go for the Fremen Alliance. He's gonna put pressure on it. Because he's got Siege Ritual. He's got 3 spies down, they'd have to move one. Garrisons are empty. This is a complete mess here. Muad'Dib knows if the spy goes to the Fremen, he knows he has to immediately hit it. Like, there's just no way around it. Muad'Dib needs a water. He needs 1 water. He needs a spice must flow, and he needs to just cross his fingers here. It's the last round. Everyone gets a point out of this. The propaganda question mark works as like an endgame match here. Every single person here would gain a point for winning this, and there is the spy. So Muad'Dib now knows what's coming. And he knows he has to hit the Fremen and protect himself. I don't see green or yellow getting involved there. Amber has an absolutely hideous draw. I think Amber should go High Council. I think she should actually re-hit High Council. She's got buckets of money. It gives 2 spies, an intrigue, and 3 troops, which could be really useful here. She also wants to draw cards, but it's either that or you just go Privilege immediately, which feels hideous. I think you meant to just re-hit High Council and go from there. I don't see what else makes a ton of sense. Nope, just Arakeen double draw. I guess it's also okay, but it's still not ideal. And it's not great. Benny Operative and Fidei can steal 10. It's not a lot. No Highliner access found. No one can get there. More intrigues for Irulan. Imperial policy is found. That helps him with the spacing guild. Shaddam's favor. It's not going to do a whole lot, I don't think. Wadi obviously wants to highline, but if he highlines, he loses the Friendly Alliance. But he might feel it's worth it. The problem is it's really hard for him to actually... The problem is if he highlines, he also doesn't get street stockpiled. I think Wadi just has to go Fremkit with diplomacy and just defend his alliance and go from there. And he's just got to pick up a third water. He can do it at gather support. He can do it at siege. Muad'Dib has to... Oh, his Maker Keeper does it as well for him. Muad'Dib could Desert Tactics, but I feel like drawing is more useful here. It's some good cards in your deck you wouldn't mind finding. Instead of Trade would feel pretty good. Along with the Fighters would be useful. It sucks to Fremkit. He's looking at his draw power here. It doesn't feel great, but like, what are you gonna do here? I think you're forced into this. Gurney has no water. That's the important thing. He has no water, so he cannot get to Desert Tactics. There's only one intrigue card in the game that gives water, and he can't enable it. He doesn't have High Council, so if you go Fremkit, your alliance is just safe. He can't touch it unless something absolutely crazy happens. It sucks as a move, but you know, he's going secure spice trade. He's saying screw the alliance. If he gets his spice plus flow, it doesn't matter. Wow, that's unbelievable. The absolute hell of the alliance. What is Gurney Hallett doing? He privileges first. Wow, he's obviously not getting rid of Siege Ritual. Muad'Dib has a second chance now to defend his alliance at Fremkit. Wild stuff, this. Amber's got the resources and can't do anything with any of them. Amber has pulled just a hideous hand at the wrong time. It's the way it goes occasionally. She could espionage, I guess. What's she even trying to pull for here? She then can't highline. It's been that sort of game. Again, Slurmish only cares that red doesn't win, but he can't really do anything to stop that either. Awful spot. I think you just go Hagar Basin and pull the Spy with Fadakin and just get forces in. Like, everyone is spent. I know it's only like 7 strength, but like, maybe there's some weird way you win the fight. I don't know. I think she'll just go espionage and just put some spies down, I guess, but it's a bizarre spot, this. Well, she's at 8 persuasion. I mean, a spy goes to the to the Emperor, and I guess a spy goes I don't even know where. I don't even know where. She can't score. Amber Matuli cannot score here. The best she can hope for is that she gets the Hagar Basin and no one goes there. And she gets the Fadakin. It's about the best she can hope for here. It's just the worst time this could have happened. It's kind of unfortunate watching it, truthfully told. I've been in this spot before. It sucks. It sucks. So, I think, yeah, Siege... I mean, they have 2 spies. Yeah, this spy was already here. There we go. It is mandatory, so I have to tell them. Irulan's hand is also hideous, but by the way, sorry. Oh dear. Voice not doing great here. Not handling this too well. What does Irulan do here? Irulan in a... It's just it's... Everything's bad. I guess you go Siege? And you draw a card and see what happens? You go Assembly Hall? She's desperately trying to score points. Well, she's found Ornithopter, which is another endgame point, which is an absolutely incredible draw. I do not know how she found that. She's sitting on 3 endgame points. It's kind of wild. But she cannot find the spacing point to save her soul. She cannot find it. Yeah, Green's noticing they could have some matching points here. It turns out they absolutely do. Yellow's sitting on 3 endgame points. It probably would be enough, given its propaganda. And alliances are not... they're kind of a bit out of reach here. What on earth does Muad'Dib do? I think he has to just go Siege or something. But he has to defend his alliance. He's got to go Fremkit. Like, he must know Subversive is sitting around there. Gurney did not trash his intrigue when he went to Imperial Privilege. So it must be something. By Access is out. Change Allegiances is out. It leaves Siege Ritual or like some endgame that he matches. Is he just trying to bluff you out here? It doesn't happen a lot. The good thing is you can at least go to Fremkit, and the odds are you probably retain your Spice Must Flow. But then the problem then is, like, if you go to Siege, and you get the water, then you might lose it. It's a real... What Muad'Dib needs to do, I think, is just go Fremkit and draw 2... If he can draw 2 Persuasion cards, he'll feel a lot better about life. Like, if he gets his Convincing, along with the Fighters... Interstellar Trade is also worth 2 Persuasion right now, because he's got 2 contracts done. He's got a few of them in hand. If he pulls either of them, he can then look to somehow get to Siege. And get the Spice Must Flow, and he can finish on 10 points. Precise Trade gets to 11. With 11 points, he feels like he would win a lot of the time. He does not need to play Maker Keeper here, unless he's doing something else. He's thinking Maker Keeper to, like, Research Station, I guess. But he must know that he's risking losing this alliance here. It's... He's trying to work out, does Red have an intrigue just to take this away and triple bump him? He's also trying to work out, is there ever another round in this game? Is anyone scoring 2 points here? No one has Garrison. He's also thinking, could I just highline? Is there a world I can highline here? And he's thinking of highlining and make a keeper to get his resources back for stockpiling. That's what he's thinking here. Oh my goodness me. I mean, it's Fremkit or Highline, right? I think you've got to do one or the other. Not a ton else makes a ton of sense here. Green obviously would prefer the Fremkit move here. He does Fremkit and defend. He pulls to prepare the way. It's a massive draw from Muad'Dib. He's just got to get to Siege now. He feels. He's just got to get to Siege. Gurney cannot steal anymore. What's the next plan? He's got 9 Persuasion in hand. No High Council. Do you just go Siege? Surely, but then Ambush just goes Hagabation all the time, right? Matuli might win this. There's just what on earth would Gurney Hallett do? Yeah, Subversive's just dead here. He could send it to High Council. I think that's what he's considering doing, is sending Subversive to High Council. You get no faction benefit, but there's no benefit to be had anyways. He'd also get a Benny bump, so he would get an intrigue doing it as well, because he's got the High Council contract, and he has 3 bumps, so... I don't hate High Council. It would free him up to do something. Oh, he's only got 8 persuasion currently, my bad. So it might give him the chance to do something else. Maybe. If Matuli wins this game off this draw, it's a pretty remarkable situation. Gurney's going for it. Gurney just decides he's just going to draw here and just put pressure on, I guess. He feels he's got not much else to do. I think I would have preferred High Council. I think that was a better move there. But he goes down this route anyways. If Matuli pulls a persuasion, and she does, Matuli could win this match. Surely she is not going to win this conflict off of 5 combat strength. There is no way. Irulan has to use Shaddam Saver here, surely. Imperium politics. She's going to take the Emperor bump here, so that she can get the cash off Shaddam's favor, I guess. But now she can't even score off of this. She doesn't put it... Wow. She doesn't put it in. It's amazing, isn't it? Because Irulan just wants Red not to win this. She does not care if Green wins. She's like, yeah, it's fine. I make top 2. It's been a while since I've seen a game so heavily skewed by table dynamics, it feels. She has detonation, so she might put it in anyways, truthfully. What does Muad'Dib do here? Siege is gone. Do you just go research station? And you can't, if Amber wins this fight, the game's over. You'd imagine. She's gonna get both her friendships. She's probably got Spicer's Flow in hand. The game just ends and you're out. You cannot let Amber win this. The problem is research station. Well, research station and unswerving is 6 strength. It does put you in front of what is currently in there. She's no intrigues. I think Muad'Dib is going to talk himself into research station. I think he's going to talk himself into this. And he is. 2, 4. Oh, but now he misses the Spice Must Flow. Because he used that, and he's not pulled any swords. But it doesn't matter. Is this going to be the cheapest propaganda win? Have you ever seen a game like this? Irulan's going to win it, though, right? Irulan can force a tie. And she'd have to... I don't know. Does Irulan care? Gurney High Councils. Oh, he wished he'd gone the other way around. He would have pulled Depart from Arrakis. He could have fired it in at the Fremen. Look at the state of the conflict. Oh, and he can do it anyways. It's Sarkar coordination. Oh my god. He can do it anyways. And he still doesn't pull any daggers. No one can win this fight. Gurney Halleck could pull a dagger here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If he pulls a dagger, he could actually Siege Ritual and steal Blue's Alliance. Yeah, again, yellow has to go in because they can't let red to win. They can't allow red to win this, so they have to try and tie him. Also protects their hand, of course. It's like we're in just a complete stalemate here. But DoubleD at the start of this said we can't. Candy's going to be over in 2 hours, and it's not. Waterdeep has to put the troop in because otherwise he gets nothing. He gets a water back, which is quite fortunate for stockpiling. The troop has to go in. He has no intrigues, though. He has to get the troop in. He needs to get something from this fight, right? Currently, he gets no spice. He might not care. And he does. He feels, what else is he going to do? This is the craziest propaganda fight I've ever seen. But he misses the spice must flow. Because he used Make a Keeper to get the water back. Otherwise, he would have at least scored. Gurney Halleck now has the chance to win the game. Oh, I don't think he can win it right now, though. Have I miscounted? Oh, no, of course, Muad'Dib's got high council. What am I talking about? I apologise. This game has been so ridiculous. Can you blame me? Everyone's got high council. So, Gurney Halleck will score Spicer's Flow. It gets him at 8 points. If you can find a steal with Siege Ritual... The problem is, Gurney Halleck has to Siege Ritual before he reveals his cards. He has to do it immediately. Once you press reveal, your cards are on the deck. You cannot discard cards anymore. So he has to Siege Ritual before the draw. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. He can do it safely. The problem is that if, assuming he Siege Rituals and he's able to win, he still only gets into 9 points. I think we're going a 9th round here. In this complete... Just, I don't know how to describe this game anymore. This is just a spectacle. It's one of the more incredible finishes to a game of Dune Imperium I've ever seen this. It has been a tournament of pretty absurd finishes, but you've had one game in this tournament, I wasn't commentated, where the game came down to tie breaks so tight that it was... All resources were tied between 3rd and 4th place. 3rd place won it because of turn order. Because they revealed last. It got them 3rd place to the 4th, you know. Siege Ritual's played. Doesn't matter which one you discard. It's gonna hope to try and win this. Does he pull anything intrigue-wise? Who knows? No! He's got expensive allies, which is great, but he doesn't have any hooks. But he doesn't have the water. He can't use it. He can't use it. It's a tie. Green gets nothing. And everyone else gets 3 spice and an intrigue. And we keep going. I promise you, everyone, this is not... This is real. This is happening. This is not a joke. This is not a setup. This is legitimately happening. Mouse for Gurney. No match. Detonation for Blue. No match. You're all getting 2nd place, apart from Green, which gets nothing. You're all tied. What, a yellow think they get the bumps? Are you kidding me? I actually had a request. Here's the tie breakdown. I literally requested this to get put into the mod yesterday, and they did it. Irulan gets leverage. She can't use it. She's in trouble here. So here we go then. Round 9 in this complete debacle is the battle for Arakeen. Green gets a troop. It seems huge at the moment. It's the spy conflict. Amber's just going to highline and hope that she gets over the line here. It's not a match for her, though. She needs water for Siege. She should get it. Surely with Gather support and Hager Basin. So she's just going to think, if I can just win the fight and just score 3 points, like, hopefully I just get the 12 and I win, right? But Irulan's sitting on ton of engines. Irulan's at huge risk of secret stealing, potentially. She's terrified of losing any of these 3 cards. They're all points. Her hand is hideous, though. Wardib obviously is going to be able to protect his alliance. He's not concerned about that. He can score 4 points here. Spice must flow and stockpiling would be 4. Yet just hit secrets to protect here. Opportunism is now found. That's a point. That is a point. So Wardib either hits the Fremen or he plays instead of trade. Oh, how does he not go Siege here? My God. He needs the water. But he wants the draw. So he gets to draw a card and then spin 3. Convincing's found. It's good. That's a good card for him. Just needs Spicer's Flow desperately. Unswerving. Prepare the way. And Recon. Recon will go. He's got 1, 2, 4, 8 persuasion at the moment. He probably has to take prepare. Spice Must Flow seems more important right now. Spice Must Flow. Oh, he's already got the the end game point for it. How much does he want to try and min-max this? I mean, the question is, do you think you can ever win this fight? The answer is no. So I think you've got to get rid of you got to get rid of Unswerving here and keep the persuasion. I think it's far more important. Far, far, far more important here. So Irulan's going to look to go Opportunism to get rid of leverage. She's going to go Imperial Privilege to get rid of leverage. Yeah, I think it's the right choice from RDP here. He just has to get this water. It's as simple as that, but I'm not entirely sure he's going to. It's real dangerous doing it this way around. But here we go. What on earth does Gurney do next here? He needs water for unselected allies. Did he reveal that? But again, he can't really win this. Oh, he finds coordination. Well, I tell you what, he can get to Sardaukar now. He can trash Desert Mouse and spend it for a spice and coordinate in here. And Unexpected Allies is coming in. Amber Matuli has a problem. Amber Matuli has a huge problem here. I think Amber has to gather support and just put a worm in here. Oh, she's going Arakeen drawing. Oh, she's going for Spice Must Flow. She's missed it. She's an 8. She pulled the... She's got 3 Spice Must Flow cards in her deck. There's only 2 remaining. We might legit run out of Spice Must Flows. If we run out of Spice Must Flows, that's it. We can't buy any more. We might legit run out of Spice Must Flow cards here in this game. Oh my goodness me. There is a limited supply of them. We just run out. There have been 8 purchases. There's 10 in the deck. We might run out here. It's been an incredible, incredible game, this. I'm so glad I sat down tonight to watch this. I hope you guys are glad that you've sat down and watched this game. You couldn't make half this stuff up, could you? You could not make this up. This has been one of the most just completely insane games of Dune Imperium I have ever seen in my life. What a spectacle. Wardib needs water. He's at 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 persuasion. He has to go gather support. Has to go gather support. It's just a point. Go the double agent. If you don't want to draw. You don't have to use it as a trade. It's not doing anything anymore. I think this is the move. Double agent, gather support, buy the water, stockpile, buy Spice Must Flow, finish on 12 points, and the chips just fall as they do. You're going to win all Spice tie breaks. Can someone else get to 13 points? That is the question. Amber's got no intrigues. She's got no water. How she didn't go for water, by the way, I don't know. She's trying to draw for Spice and Slow, but surely she had to go water and Hagger Basin and just get the point that way. I feel like Arakim was not the right move. Oh my goodness me, what is Muad'Dib looking at doing here? He can't win the fight. What's he doing? Oh my god. Muad'Dib is playing for the Emperor Alliance. Oh, this is so horribly timed. Oh, because Gurney's just going Sardaukar. Oh. This is so horribly timed. He might get to privilege and get away with this. Oh. Not good timing at all. Gurney finds a couple of spice if he wants it. Amber now realizes she's in trouble. A reminder, Muad'Dib has to win this to progress to the wild cards. Red has to win this to top the table. Or get into the top two. Anything else, he has to go wild cards. This is his free shot. Green and yellow just want to make sure red don't win. Amber's busted on her Spice for Slow Draw. But she's got nothing else she can put in here. Just made the wrong move. Arakim was just not the right call. And now she's in trouble here. She knows worms are coming. And she knows Gurney could have more firepower coming. It's absolute scramble time for Amber, and I don't think she has any move other than just get some spice and pray. She's going to go High Council and hope to fluke it. Oh, she finds mercenaries. But she can't deploy. She's desperately looking for detonation. She doesn't find it, but she finds Spring the Trap. Oh my goodness me. Wow, I tell you what, it has not been Red's day. It has not been Red's day, this. I mean, Red has done their absolute damnedest and has been continuously thwarted by intrigues. It's really brutal to watch. Irulan finds Manipulate. It's not doing anything here. Red has been just... Man, what do you do, man? It has been brutal. Back to Muad'Dib. He has to hit privilege. And he's just got to get there. He gets to draw one card and one intrigue. And he gets to respin an intrigue as well. We're running out of intrigues here. We're down to 11 in the deck. We're running out. Oh, we didn't pull the spy? Oh, okay. He must have been having some problems with right-clicking or something. They're going to allow it. Reach Dragoon is found. It's doing nothing. So that'll go. He'll try again. Inspire or... He has no worms. He would allow him to get like a prepare... well, he's not even really prepares to get like cards into his hand, but it's still no good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 persuasion. He actually gets the spice must flow here, which is completely crazy. But he has no water. I mean, I can't blame the players in this situation for like maybe not finding the best moves. It's not their fault at this point. This is, as I always say, like if a game goes 9 rounds, it becomes a bit of a crapshoot, and this is, yeah, might as well be down the local wheelhouse here, spinning it on reds and blacks, putting those quarters in the slot machines. It's just, this is now out of everyone's control, this game, really. It just kind of ends as it does. We've still not seen Council's Ambition. I think Muad'Dib's best move is now to go prepare the way to Assembly Hall to try draw a card and legit hit Council's Ambition. Poor Red, by the way. I feel so bad for them. They have been just devastated by intrigues this game. They have done their absolute damnedest as well. I think they've played pretty solidly overall. Just absolutely ridiculous. Irulan has 7 persuasion. She's got 4 points coming. Not really anything she can draw here. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of a bit of a nothing move. So she's going to finish on 12. Slurmish is going to finish on 12. But Irulan's going to have spice tie breaks. You going to down bump any factions? Or do you think it's just too Solari for a victory point? Oh, she can't do that. Whoops. It was that one. Yeah, she went down twice with the same faction. She's realized, oh, she's got to hold on to it for Shadow Alliance. Yeah. She's realized she's got to protect for Shadow. So they now know she's got Shadow Alliance. So they know she's sitting on probably a load of endgame points here. Amber... Oh my god, just realized though, if Amber springs the trap, she can't score the spy point from Arakeen. Oh. She can't even score it. She gets stranded on 11. Oh, Muad'Dib. I think it's legit the only move is Assembly Hall, hope to pull a Persuasion card, and legit play for Council's Ambition. It's in the deck. There are 9 cards out there. I don't see how you could possibly, in that moment, in the seat, find this move. For that specific reason. The problem is, if he Placemaker Keeper, he can't... He loses a point anyways. It's the only move I see. Oh no, he can just double agent it, can't he? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, double agent. Double agent Assembly Hall. And hope to Council's Ambition. If he hits Council's Ambition, I think he wins the match. And he's through to the next round. Because he just wins on spice tie breaks? Maybe? -5, +3. Yeah. I think Muad'Dib would win on spice or Solari tiebreak if he finds Ambition. It's so bizarre. That's the move. But there's not intrigues. It's a 1 in 9 chance. I don't see anything better. Everything else, he loses points. Research Station, he loses his water point. But he gets resources. He's just going to worm it. He sacks off the water point and gives up on it. But he can only finish with 11 now. It's over. He gets the spice for slow, obviously doing it this way around. But he can only score 3 points now. 1 spice must flow, 1 in-game point, and strategic stockpiling. He can only get to 11 here. Oh, red. Oh, red. And Slurmish has to spring. It's going to be absolutely disgusting to see this. So yellow wins this. Slurmish can only score 2 points. Muad'Dib can only score 3. They're stuck on 11. I think Mitchell wins this. Apart from... Is there any remaining endgame cards out there? Choem Prophets, no one can score it. I don't think there's anything else out there. I think Mitchell, yeah, just finishes on 12 and no one else can catch him here. Which means, of this mammoth struggle, the standings in the table, they will not change. They will not change after all of this. There will be no movement. Just the most preposterous match you've ever seen this. The most preposterous match you've ever seen. We did not run out of Spice Must Flows. We had one left. Heavily disappointing. Red cannot believe that they pulled Spring the Trap there. But Irulan wins this on endgame points. I don't think she can be caught. There's nothing really left in the deck. Just an insane match, this. What an absolute spectacle. And I give a round of applause to the players in this one for providing a night of entertainment. There's Choem Prophets. It doesn't matter. Dispensation wasn't coming for blue, sadly. What a ride.
It was great playing with you guys.
Oh man, but
Okay.
I'm gonna need Grizzle to like tank in his game.
Okay. Okay, so before we do anything, we need to score a credit. Green needs an extra point because they match their dagger.
There you go.
So let's get everything right first before we try and digest what has happened here.
Okay.
I mean, I will.
I'm in second with the Spice.
Yeah. I will begin with a couple of observations. First, I think. Well, I think there was a winning move from Wadi, or to try. The only thing I could find for you at the end was Assembly Hall and literally find Counter Dispensation, which was still in the deck. That would have given you the water for that. That's the only thing I could see, but I don't blame you for not finding that.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about the game to just know exactly what fucking intrigue.
Yeah, it hadn't come out. It's the only intrigue in the game that gives water, and it would have you would have kept the size. So it's the only way I could have seen it, but you weren't going to try.
We pulled a million intrigues this game.
You ran through the intrigue deck. We nearly ran out of spices. I mean, I will say on behalf of the people watching, this is probably one of the most incredible matches of Dune I've ever seen in my life.
This is insane.
Love for getting that fucking highliner. Guys, I gotta go, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, see you, DoubleCheme.
See you, Double D.
I'll be playing more.
Yeah, unlucky, man. You
not
really
this
tried your
tournament.
damnedest. But yeah.
Not this tournament. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, this was...
I felt it with Mitch. I figured he had the in-game stun here, but there's not much I could do about it. Really.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I feel really rotten for it as well. Red did their absolute dance and was just continuously thwarted by intrigue pulls like this entire game. I feel really rough for you, man. Like you, even at the end, like just pull spring.
We had a good time with it.
Just pull spring there as well. I mean, this was just when the game.
I'm not
goes,
sure I deserved it to come
mean,
in second here, or I guess third. Even
you do get third place. I mean, all you need to make sure was that Red didn't win it ultimately. But this is just, and that was clearly obvious throughout the game with certain things that happened. There was no doubt about that. That was blatantly obvious. But yeah, I mean, like Red, I think like 4 times they were ahead in conflict and then got denied by intrigues. I mean, that feels real rough, man. I feel really bad for you. You did your absolute damnedest in this match.
No, it's a fun one. It's definitely unlike a game I've ever played before.
Hey,
so.
GG Mitch. I don't know.
Mitch,
that was a good one.
Intrigues in hand at one point. It was insane.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was obviously had like multiple ties. I mean, round 8 was like the stupidest propaganda fight I've ever seen. a
What was the
freeway
final
tie
strength?
on 6
Yeah,
strength for
six
propaganda.
strength.
It's just beyond belief.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe this game if I hadn't seen it. It's as simple as that. I would have thought this was just a joke. Some prank
Pretty
made.
much. We were at each other's throats the whole game, just killing troops all game.
Yeah, I mean the battle before. I mean with multiple ties and Irulan found questionable as well. That was probably what won the game, was finding the questionable methods at the death with the freeway tie on Spice Refinery. They
Yeah,
pulled that at the
yeah.
absolute death, and we're like, oh, we can actually now win this by going.
They pulled that
friendly.
last. Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
they literally pulled it like the action before, and like, oh, I can now go in for this. It was that sort of game. This was just completely absurd. I will say I am incredibly disappointed that you did not run out of Spice Flows. I was highly
It's
expecting
close.
this to happen.
One
Just
away.
the one left.
Dang.
I
was-
know. I had too many in my deck here at the end.
Yeah, I know. You, obviously, round 8, you drew the. I had the
Pretty
same.
bad.
I had the similar draw in the North Carolina event actually. Double convincing, double Spiceless Flow.
Double spice. Yeah.
I drew that in a round 7. When I was just going to win the game on pretty much any other draw. I won it the next round.
Anything might get me there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was one of those. But yeah, this was a spectacle. There's not even much point me trying to give analysis here. You have to work for the video. I think there was a lot of mid-game. There was a lot of choices made, some of which were very interesting, to put it mildly. But it was clear that the table dynamics were affecting a lot of this match.
Yep.
So that was very obvious. Like, you went in multiple times when you didn't really need to, just because you just had to stop red from winning, and then
Just can't let red win. That's the
Yep.
idea.
that was it.
My
That was it.
guy. My guy.
That's the group stages though. That's how the dynamics work sometimes, and it was very. I commented in my intro. I was like, I think this might have an effect, and it obviously did, and there was no doubt about that. But yeah, this was a wild one. It was all over the place.
Fun game, fellas. I'll
good
catch
game,
you all in the next one.
So here is the table standings after that one. Mitchell will top it with 21 points. He is guaranteed to top the table and is through to the quarterfinals. Slurmish, however, is not guaranteed. Third place is not off. It means that Grizzle can win his final match, and he will overtake Slurmish in his match against Ting, Alberth, and GG Bok in the final game of the group. Evan will hold on for a wildcard spot. Again, I think really unlucky in a way not to somehow get more out of this game, but we'll get to that in a second. And unfortunately for Double D, so close in this game, but could not force it, unfortunately. And as such, he will not be able to hold on to 5th space. Someone is going to overtake him on points, and as such, he will not be progressing. But it wasn't that he didn't go down without trying in this match here. When you witness games like this, it is very difficult to give accurate, useful analysis. Like, this is just a complete and utter spectacle of a game. I have covered a lot of matches of Dune Imperium and some form or another. I think at this point I have probably commentated the better part of 200 matches of Dune Imperium / Dune Imperium Uprising combined. And I've played a whole lot more. This is the craziest game I've ever commentated. It's one of the craziest I've ever seen. And just a fascinating dive into how table dynamics can be shifted by a variety of factors, how people's decision making clearly was being affected by opposition and like meaning, oh, I can't let that person win, means I've got to do something. You know, Green obviously very clearly came this game plan saying, I just got to not let Red win, and that was very clear throughout the game. Ultimately, they achieved that. I do think Gurney did get pretty unlucky, though. I'd say 3 or 4 fights in this game, he was ahead, but got denied by intrigue pools. The round Savfk is one of the craziest I've ever seen. Other than I say that, propaganda was just as wild. Everything about this game was incredible. We will have to memorialize this in some or another. This. If a game manages to top this over the course of this tournament that I cover, it's gonna have to have something pretty special happen. If this is not game of the tournament by the time all is said and done, and we're crowning a Stoneburner champion, I don't know what would have to have happened in that game. But this is just an incredible watch. I'm exhausted. I'm sure you're exhausted watching this, and I can only hope that you guys have enjoyed, and I can only hope that I've tried to give what useful commentary I could. But yeah, at the end of the day, Muad'Dib did actually have a 1 in 9 chance of Assembly Holding and winning this game with Council's Ambition, because he would have beat Irulan by... Would they have won by Spice or something? I don't know. I don't know at this point. I don't think Irulan... She got 2 Spice and something. I don't think she was actually meant to have the 2 Spice. I have to recheck that. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm out of here. I need to lie down. I am absolutely exhausted by this. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Take care of yourselves. Man. I hope you liked it, Paul. I hope you liked it.